Welcome to aminacademy.com. Let us do India under Muslim rule and that the Mughal Emperor Akbar. The Mughal Emperor Humayun died in 1556, leaving young Akbar as heir to the throne. Akbar 1556 to 1605. The first 7 years of Akbar's reign were spent in incessant warfare. In 1567, he captured Chittor and Ajmer. In 1570, he occupied Oudh and Gwalior, and in 1572, he defeated the independent sultans of Ahmedabad. In 1578, Akbar's general Todarmal annexed Orissa to Bengal. In 1581, Kabul acknowledged the emperor's authority, and so did Kashmir in 1587, Sindh in 1592, and Gandhar in 1594. Nay, Akbar carried his conquest as far as Berar in the Deccan. Akbar is famous for his just and efficient administration, and his system of land revenue is quite as deserving of praise as his impartial dispensations of justice. He died in 1605, and his dead body is buried in the stately mausoleum of Sikandra near Agra. In 1873, the Viceroy Lord Northbrook showed honor to Akbar's memory by ordering a new cloth covering for the tomb at Sikandra. Now let us do the details about Akbar, the emperor, Akbar the Great, and the consolidation of the empire. Within a few months of Humayun's death, his governor lost several important cities and regions, including Delhi itself, to Hemu, a Hindu minister who had claimed the throne for himself. Humayun's son Akbar reigned from 1556 to 1605 under the guidance of the regent Bairam Khan, defeated Hemu at the Second Battle of Panipat in 1556, which commanded the route to Delhi and thereby turned the tide in Hindustan to the Mughal dynasty's favor. Although Akbar inherited an empire in shambles, he proved an extremely capable ruler. His expansion and absorption of vast territories established an empire across northern and parts of central India. At his death in 1605, the empire extended from Afghanistan to the Bay of Bengal and southward to what is now Gujarat state and the northern Deccan region, peninsular India. The political, administrative, and military structures that he created governed the empire were the chief factor behind its continued survival for another century and a half. One of the notable features of Akbar's government was the extent of Hindu and particularly Rajput participation. Rajput princes attained the highest rank as generals and as provincial governors in the Mughal service. Discrimination against non-Muslims was reduced by abolishing the taxation of pilgrims and the tax payable by non-Muslims jizya in lieu of military services. Yet Akbar was far more successful than any previous Muslim ruler in winning the cooperation of Hindus and at all levels in his administration. The further expansion of his territories gave them fresh opportunities. The incorporation of the zealously independent Hindu Rajputs inhabiting the rugged, hilly Rajputana region came about through a policy of conciliation and conquest when in 1562 Raja Bihari Mal of Amber, now Jaipur, threatened by a succession dispute, offered Akbar his daughter in marriage. Akbar accepted the offer. The Raja acknowledged Akbar's suzerainty and his sons prospered in Akbar's service. Akbar followed the same feudal policy towards the other Rajput chiefs. They were allowed to hold their ancestral territories provided that they acknowledged Akbar as emperor, paid tribute, supplied troops when required, and concluded a marriage alliances with him. The empire's service was also open to them and their sons, which offered financial rewards as well as honor. However, Akbar showed no mercy to those who refused to acknowledge his supremacy. After protracted fighting in Mewar, Akbar captured his historic fortress of Chittor, now Chittorgarh, in 1568 and massacred his inhabitants. Meanwhile, Akbar needed a way of maintaining his status as a Muslim ruler while eliciting active support from his now predominantly non-Muslim subjects. In addition, the annulling the jizya, he abolished the practice of forcibly converting prisoners of war to Islam and encouraged Hindus as his principal confidant and policymakers. The legitimate his non-sectarian policies, he issued in 1579 a public edict Mahzar, declaring his right to be supreme arbiter in Muslim religious matters above the body of Muslim religious scholars and jurists, whom Akbar had come to consider as shallow. He had by then also undertaken a number of stern measures to reform the administration of religious grants, which were now available to learned and pious men of all religions, including Hindu Pandits, Jain and Christian missionaries, and Parsi priests. The emperor created a new order commonly called Dine Ilahi, that is divine faith, which was modeled on the Muslim mystical Sufi brotherhood, but was devised with the object of forging the diverse group in the service of the state into one cohesive political community. Other notable features of Akbar's government included the streamlining of both military and civil administrations. He consolidated military rank into a standard system under his authority, and regular checks on rank holders, manṣabdārs, ensured a reasonable correlation between their obligations and their income. He also seems to have instituted more efficient revenue assessments and collection in an effort of safeguard the peasants from excessive demands and the state from loss of money. Towards the end of his reign, Akbar embarked on a fresh round of conquests. The Kashmir region was subjugated in 1586, Sindh in 1591, and Gandhar, Afghanistan in 1595. Mughal troops now moved south of the Vindhya range into the Deccan. By 1601, Khandesh, Berar and part of Ahmednagar had been added to Akbar's empire. His last years were troubled by the rebellious behavior of his son Prince Salim, later the Emperor Jahangir, who was eager for power. Further detail will read now. Deen Ilahi. The Deen Ilahi, or religion of God, was a religious movement established by Mughal Emperor Akbar in the late 16th century that ended after his death. Causes: the movement was suppressed and eradicated after Akbar's death for a number of reasons, including lack of support. Akbar's successors were not at as tolerant as he was and did not promote the movement. Lack of acceptance. More Orthodox Muslims were not ready to accept other religious practices. Lack of propagation. There were no royal forces or religious missionaries to spread the religion. Lack of adherent. The religion never had more than 19 adherents. Aurangzeb was responsible for the total eradication of this religion. The Deen-e-Ilahi was inspired by the idea of Wahdat al-Wujud, unity of existence, which asserts that all creation is an illusion and that God alone is the source of true reality. The movement sought to combine Islam and Hinduism into one faith, but also to add aspects of Christianity, Zoroastrianism, and Jainism. Further, Mughal Emperor Akbar fought in many wars, including Mughal-Afghan War. Akbar's first major conflict was against the Sur Empire, which he defeated in the Battle of Sirhind in 1555. The Mughals won several battles against the Sur Empire, and the Sur Empire eventually collapsed. Mughal Rajput Wars. Akbar's army defeated the Rajput army in many battles, including the Battle of Haldigati in 1576. Akbar's victory led to the Mughals and Rajput establishing a peaceful relationship. Conquest. Akbar conquered many regions, including Kashmir in 1586, Sindh in 1591, and Gandhar, Afghanistan in 1595. He also added Gandesh, Berar, and part of Ahmednagar to his empire by 1601. Other wars. Akbar also fought in the Mughal Faruqi conflict, the Mughal Koch Bihar conflict, the Mughal Persian Wars, the Mughal Ahom Wars, the Mughal Sikh Wars, the Mughal Bijapur War, the Dano Mughal War, the Mughal Portuguese conflict, and the Mughal Maratha Wars. Akbar was the third Mughal emperor and is considered one of the greatest Mughal emperors of India. He reigned from 1556 to 1605 and extended Mughal power over most of the Indian subcontinent. Now, the important thing is Second Battle of Panipat. Mughal Emperor Akbar fought in the Second Battle of Panipat on November 5, 1556 against the Hindu king of North India, Hemu. The battle detail. The battle was fought near the site of the First Battle of Panipat, which took place in 1526. Akbar's generals Khan Zaman won and Bairam Khan won the battle, capturing and beheading Hemu. A few weeks before the battle, Hemu had defeated Tardi Beg Khan's Mughal army in the Battle of Delhi, taking control of Delhi and Agra. He then crowned himself as Raja Vikramaditya at Purana Kila in Delhi. Akbar's administration of the Mughal Empire was characterized by a centralizing government, separation of powers, and checks and balances. Central government. The central government had 5 departments, each led by a minister. The ministers are Wakil, Prime Minister or Chancellors, Diwan or Wazir, Finance Minister, Mir Bakshi, Pay Master General, Sadrus Sudur, head of the ecclesiastical department, Mir Saman, head of the imperial households. Subhas, the empire was divided into 12 subhas or regions, each led by Subedar. or regional governor. The Subedar was responsible for law and order, putting down upspring and supplying an army. manṣabdāri system, a grading system that fixed rank, salary, and military responsibilities. Revenue collections. Revenue was collected using methods such as zabdi, roy, and kankuth. Judicial system. Hindu law was used to decide cases involving Hindu parties, while Islamic law was used to Muslim parties. The king was the highest court of appeal. Communication. Akbar established a postal system called the Dak Chowki to quickly and securely transmit official correspondences. Road work. Akbar invested in developing a road network to connect major cities and regions. The Mughal Emperor Akbar died from dysentery on October 27, 1605 at the age of 63 in his capital of Agra. His body was buried in a mausoleum in Sikandarabad in Agra. The Akbar's reign was marked by many achievements, including, shortly we'll do, explanation of the Mughal Empire to include Afghanistan, Kashmir, and all of present-day India and Pakistan. That is expansion. The creation of powerful military system, the implementation of the effective political and social reforms, the encouragements of cultural contact and demonstrated by the combination of Hindu and Muslim architectural styles, the commissioning of translations of Sanskrit to classics into Persian, the incorporation of European techniques of realism and perspective into the Mughal painting style. Akbar's final years were troubled by the rebellious behavior of his son, Emperor Jahangir. His natural successor was his eldest son, Salim, but there was a court plot to install his son, Khusru, on the throne instead. So far we discussed the Mughal Emperor Akbar. If you have done, please subscribe our YouTube channel.